Did you know that an average person has about 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day? How many of these thoughts are negative? Can these thoughts sabotage your life? Not only is the answer yes, those limiting beliefs, those things you tell yourself every day, your internal narrative might be the main reason why you struggle. In the next few minutes, I will show you how you can use the law of assumption to replace those limiting beliefs with powerful assumptions and improve your life, whether it's your career or your relationships. Follow closely as I help you dissect the most typical assumptions and limiting beliefs people might have and pivot your thinking. Are you ready to assume control? Let's get started. Let's say you just lost your job due to company-wide layoffs. You're in your mid-40s and you have been with your company for a long time. What kind of assumptions might you have? You might start thinking your bank account is going to take a nosedive, putting you in a spot where bills pile up and it feels like there's no way out. And it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking losing your job means you've messed up big time, making you feel like you're just not good enough. You might worry about being lonely, especially if hanging out with your work friends was your main way to socialize. And then there's that nagging thought that maybe you just don't have the right skills or enough qualifications to get another job. This last thought might also make you feel pretty inadequate. You might start thinking all that's ahead is an uphill battle with no real shot at getting better or moving up in the world. You could also worry about getting judged for not having a job, feeling pretty embarrassed or even ashamed about it. It's easy to feel like everything's out of your hands, especially when you've lost your job and it feels like there's nothing you can do. You might even blame yourself for the job loss, even though it was something out of your control, like layoffs. And let's not forget worrying that being a bit older might make it tougher to land a new gig. Let's look at each one of these limiting beliefs and thoughts you might have and turn each one of them around with the help of the law of assumption. Instead of thinking you're out of the game, remember you've got skills and experience that make you stand out to employers. Just because you lost one job doesn't mean you're out for good. Have faith in your ability to bounce back, learn new things, and land a role that fits. Worried about your finances tanking? Instead, recognize your ability to handle your money right during the shift. You can budget, look into financial help if you can spot new ways to bring in some cash. You're tougher than this bump in the road. Feeling like your value's gone down with your job? Think again. You're worth more than your job title. You've got plenty to offer just being you, job or no job. Use this time to boost your confidence and find joy in other parts of your life. Scared of becoming a loner without your work pals? You've got the chops to keep and make friends outside of work. Get out there, connect with people, dive into hobbies, or volunteer. Your social life doesn't have to take a hit. Feeling unqualified? You've got skills that can take you places. You're flexible and can learn what you need to thrive somewhere new. Dreading a future that looks bleak? Flip that thought. Every challenge is a chance to grow personally and professionally. Believe that good things and fresh starts are ahead. You've got the strength to handle the unknown. Worried about being judged for being out of work? Your value isn't tied to your job status. Times change, and so do people's views. Feeling helpless? Take charge of what you can control, like how you go about your job hunt, who you network with, and skills you brush up on or learn. You're the one steering your life. Blaming yourself for the job loss? It's time to let that go. You weren't the one to decide to restructure your company. Treat yourself kindly and move forward. Worried your age is a deal breaker? Think of it as a plus. Your years bring wisdom and a unique perspective that companies value. Don't dwell on the date on your driver's license. Applying the law of assumption this way shifts you from self-doubt to a mindset filled with hope, belief in yourself, and the power to change your situation. For those of you who are younger, let's look at another example. Say you're in your late 20s. You just graduated with a graduate degree in something, let's say, non-technology related. You've been camping on your parents' couch for the past 2 months, and there are still no job prospects on the horizon. So, what are your thoughts now? You might think not landing a job right away means you failed or just aren't good enough, making you doubt yourself big time. It's easy to feel like you're just going to be stuck, jobless and leaning on your parents forever, which can really drag you down. And seeing your friends nail it in their careers? That just adds to making you feel like you're not keeping up. You might be thinking that your degree should have magically opened doors for you, leaving you feeling pretty let down when it doesn't work out that way. Feeling like a burden on your folks because you're not on your feet yet can make you feel guilty and ashamed. And if it seems like there are 0 jobs in your field, or you're just not fitting the bill for the ones that are there, it's tough to stay motivated to keep looking. Worrying about endless job hunting and money troubles can keep you up at night, stuck in a cycle of worry, feeling like you've got no say over your job situation, Blaming everything on the tough job market doesn't help either. And if you think reaching out for a helping hand or advice shows weakness, you might just end up feeling isolated and missing out on good opportunities. Thinking you should have snagged a job right after graduation only adds to the frustration and impatience. But what if you looked at it differently? Understand that the job market is tough for everyone, and finding the right fit can take a bit. Remember, your value isn't all about whether you're employed. You've got skills and talents that count for a lot. Try seeing this time as a chance for some self-reflection and growth, not just a gap in your resume. It's okay that your journey doesn't look like everyone else's. We've all got our own hurdles to clear. Don't see your degree as a golden ticket, but more like one piece of the puzzle. It's up to you to keep building on it, finding ways your skills can mesh with what's out there. Instead of feeling like you're weighing your parents down, recognize they're backing you up because they believe in you. There are opportunities out there. Even if it doesn't seem like it right now, your abilities are valuable. So keep putting yourself out there. Stay positive and open to the idea that things can and will get better. You've got more control over your situation than you think. Take charge of your job hunt and personal growth. Asking for advice or a leg up isn't weak, it's smart. Connecting with others in your field can open doors you didn't even know were there. And remember, success is not an overnight thing. I know, at your age, you want everything now, but it's all about sticking with it, celebrating the small wins, and knowing that every step forward is progress. Now let's take a look at how the law of assumption can be applied to your love life. But before I get to that, if you've enjoyed this video so far, consider subscribing to my channel and sharing this video with someone you care about. This would mean to me more than you know. Thank you. You might also enjoy another video I posted recently, covering some very practical and easy to apply information on neuro-linguistic programming. If you don't know anything about NLP techniques, this could be a very valuable 9 minutes. You will see the link to this video at the end of this one. Now, where was I? Yes, the love life. Let's say you're a woman in your 30s and you are looking for a true love and for that forever relationship. Now, what type of assumptions might you have at this stage of your life? By now, you've probably set some pretty high standards for who you want to be with, and you might think anyone who doesn't hit every mark just isn't right for you. And if you've been burned by love before, it's easy to worry you're just going to get hurt all over again. You might feel the weight of your family's expectations, or feel like you're lagging behind your friends in the love department, making you feel down or frustrated. Or maybe you're thinking there's something off about you, making you doubt how appealing you are as a partner. If your career's been in the driver's seat, you might believe you just don't have the spare energy or time for dating, leaving your personal life in the rear view. And let's not forget about feeling like the dating scene is just a wasteland, thinking all the good ones are taken, or that dating apps are a dead end, which could stop you from putting yourself out there. The idea of opening up to someone might also scare you, thinking it'll make you look weak or just set you up for rejection. But what if you switch gears? Imagine valuing a real connection and compatibility over ticking off a checklist. Get to know people for who they really are, not just how they stack up to your ideals. Don't fall into the trap of thinking your past relationships dictate your future ones. Every relationship is its own story, and you've got what it takes to make the next one better. Be open, be honest, and let trust build from there. Try to let go of worrying about what your family thinks or how your love life compares to your friends. Your path to love is yours alone, and it's not a race. What matters is what feels right for you. If you're beating yourself up, thinking something's wrong with you, stop. You're worthy and desirable just as you are. Treat yourself with kindness and believe in your own value, relationship or not. Worried there's no time for love with your busy career? Think again. It's all about finding balance. Make time for your personal life just like you would for any important meeting or project. It's possible when you set your priorities straight. Convinced the dating scene's dried up? Open your eyes. Opportunities to meet someone special are all around you. Be willing to explore and keep an open mind. You never know where you might find someone amazing. And about opening up, being vulnerable isn't a sign of weakness. It's the key to forming genuine, deep connections. Let your guard down and see where it can lead. Trust and intimacy come from showing your true self. One more thing, it's okay to feel doubt or fear. These feelings aren't always a quick fix. Using tools like the law of assumption is helpful, but professional support by a licensed therapist is key if you're dealing with deeper mental struggles.